Welcome to Grandom Conversations, where the conversations are as grandom as the name. I'm your host Ben, and joined as I am always by my better half, the Troy to my Abed. It's Granville. Say hi, Granville.
Hello. I'm Abed. Well, no, I don't know who I'd rather be. They're one and the same, sort of.
Anyway, this is our new podcast. We've attempted one of these before, and
it desperately failed.
it was a semi-failure. If anything, it was a practice show. But here we are with the first official podcast. And just to tell you folks at home a little bit about the show, Grandom Conversations, the Grandom Pod. It's all about holding random conversations. Now, each episode, me and Granville will both bring one random topic to discuss in the middle or over a little bit of the podcast, and then we will take some listener conversation topics, and they will and we'll talk about that, and we'll have hopefully have a little bit of a discourse with the audience at some point in this podcast. Now, I guess the best way to show how this podcast will work out is to just get right into it. So, Granville, what is your first topic?
Okay, so I came up with this one on the fly because he just walked up to me and said, "All right, we're recording a podcast episode." And so here I am with the most random conversation out there. All right, Ben, I want you to rank your top 5 meme songs.
Top 5 meme songs?
Meme songs, yes.
Okay. Now this is a very this is a hard topic of conversation because there are so many good ones. I think number 1 will probably be the Rickroll song "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Really?
Rick Astley.
That's generic.
Well, I mean, right now I'm putting it up there. Then probably number 2 would be Rasputin. I can't remember the name of the band for that one. Number 3 would be the "What's Going On" by 3. I mean, I wouldn't really be able to list them all in order because I can't really think of. Actually, I really can't think of a lot of meme songs.
I should have made a list before we went on.
Here, let me Google this for a second. Meme songs.
Should I say what I have?
Sure. What's your top 5, Granville?
Well, for 5, I don't know exactly what I would put for 5, but I know for sure I would put All Star at 4. All Star, you know, it's All Star. It's a classic. I think I'd probably put Rickroll as 5 because you got to get Rickroll on there. But for 3, I'd probably put Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Rasputin. You know, it's classic. It's classic. It's so catchy. You can't get it off your mind, right? Then we move on over to my number 2, Moscow, right? Moscow. Classic. I can't sing, but
he's a Russian spy.
I am a Russian spy. The funniest part about it is that it's a German band singing a song about Russia, but they're dressed in Mongolian costumes. Right. It's classic. All the comments are in English on the videos, but all the memes are Slav. So I don't know what that means, but yeah.
All the memes are Slav?
No, I know what that means. I just don't. I know what that means. I can't speak now. All the memes are Slav. And so there's so much diversity within it. Oh gosh, this is just horrible. My analogy of
What's your number 1 song?
My number 1 song, it's the He-Man, "What's Going On." I mean, it's classic. That's my personal favorite.
You can't just go and say
it's classic.
Yeah, you can't say number 5 because it's classic. Number 4 because it's classic. Number 3 because it's classic. Okay.
Clearly, my vocabulary is far superior.
You need to get a thesaurus for your birthday.
I do.
Yeah. So here's mine, and I'm gonna rank these based on the quality of music, not the quality of the meme. Okay. Or like, which songs do I like the best? So, first one, number 1, I go descending order, I guess, Number 1 is "The Sound of Silence" by Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, okay.
That's it's a great song. It's a classic. To use Granville's terminology, it's a classic.
What were you saying? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No, but it stood the test of time, and in the context of memes, it really fits the theme well, because like the meme of that is that you play it whenever something sad happens, whether it be ironically sad or like minorly sad.
I should have said Mad World. No,
I don't like that song.
Oh, well, that's a good song.
But the "all around me are familiar
Well, yeah,
faces."
but the Gary Jules version, not the say the band name for me, Ben.
I don't know. I don't know who's the actual
It's
band.
oh gosh.
It's like Cat Stevens.
No, it's Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Oh,
Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
Tears for Fears were the people who made that.
Yeah.
Except they called it Familiar Faces, and Gary Jules covered it and called it Mad World.
Yeah, but but "Sound of Silence" is a better song. I like it more than that song.
That's my classic sad song.
Number 2 is "All Star" by Smash Mouth. I love that song. I just love that.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I've always been into the kind of the '90s pop punk genre, and Smash Mouth is one of those, and it's just a good song. I really like it.
Wait, so you're telling me you non-ironically likes All Star?
Yeah, it's a good song.
Okay, have you heard the minor version of All Star on YouTube?
No, I haven't.
You have to, as soon as we're done, you have to listen to that.
Somebody once told me the world is
That's
gone.
not it at all. You're just singing a distorted major tune.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Isn't that what minor key means, Granville?
It's like, oh, I don't want to sing on a podcast.
Somebody once told me.
Wait, it's some. No, I can't do it I can hear in my head. I can't sing it for some reason.
Okay. Number 3 is "Africa" by Toto.
Okay.
I'm
not surprised. Well, okay, let me guess what your fourth one is.
What?
"Take on Me."
Because one of the key things I really like in music is I like harmonies. I really like harmonies and intricate harmonies. And
You like layers.
Yes, and "Take on Me" doesn't have that, but the chorus in "Africa" is some of the best harmonies I've heard in a song, especially a pop song of the 80s.
It just makes no sense to me. Of course, both songs make no sense to me, lyricism-wise, but...
Because it's 80s... I was about to say vaporwave. It's new wave. Half of new wave didn't make sense. I mean, "Africa" I wouldn't say is new wave, for the most part, but...
But how... Yeah, I wonder, "Bless the Rains Down in Africa." I bless the rains down. How does that work? Do you like get on your knees and pray?
No,
God, bless the rains in Africa.
I think so.
What does "bless the rains" mean?
It means that the
is it like is he praying for more rain? Is he
yeah,
praying
well,
for better rain?
I hear
God make the nutrients in the rain better.
Tears only whisper of some quiet conversation.
It makes no sense to me. I'd have to.
No, the problem. I think what the song is saying. The song's theme, for the most part, is it's a lost love relationship, and so the tears in Africa, so to say, are like. It's gonna take some time to do the things we never can.
Okay, I say that we make a rule from henceforth to no longer sing on this podcast.
No, bad singing
because the quality of this podcast will go from mediocre, decent at best, to
bad singing on podcasts is funny. So what was I at? Where was I at? 3 or 4?
3 or 4?
Yeah, what number was I at?
You were at 4.
Was I at 4? Okay, so then 5 would probably be "Here It Goes Again" by OK Go.
No, you never said you're 4.
Oh, okay, then that's 4. It's "Here It Goes Again" by OK Go. You know that song?
Wait, was it?
"Here It Goes Again."
I know.
Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes again.
I don't know.
Wait, what were you saying?
I don't want to sing on this podcast.
Sing on the podcast,
No. Here I am again on my own.
Oh, it's here I go again on my own.
There you go.
Going down the only road.
Okay, we can stop now.
I guess Boston. I don't like Boston.
You don't like Boston? Wait, you don't like Boston?
No, Boston's a sucky band.
That's a harsh opinion.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of 80s hair metal.
Well, now we're not going to get any sponsorship from
the band Boston.
From their copywriter, whoever owns the rights to Boston now.
What is my last
Boston,
one?
we're sorry. Please forgive us.
If we're talking about quality, have I mentioned Never Gonna Give You Up?
You mentioned it in your old list, but
yeah, I'll put that.
Yeah.
I'll put that at 5 for quality,
5.
because I like the loud. The best way to describe it is the loud sound of 80s pop like that, where it's the synthesizers, the blaring synthesizers, the thing that makes the Rickroll the Rickroll. Right at the beginning where it's like yeah. So that synthesizer noise and the synth carried out through it is. I like the instrumentation of the song.
Okay, well,
or maybe Bring Me to Life. Bring Me to Life is pretty good too.
That's my topic. I will say that the He-Man What's Going On is the classic song of all time.
Classic.
The classic. That's how I rate things now. The tone on how I say the classic is how good it actually is.
Classic.
The classic.
But if there's one thing I can say is that the He-Man version is better than the actual version.
Agreed.
Because the He-Man version, the song sounds better sped up as opposed to, because it's like, when I wake in the morning and I step outside, instead of, and when I wake in the morning and I step outside.
Yeah.
It sounds better.
And it leads to so much comedic effect at the very beginning and the very end. At the very end, it feels like you just conquered something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You start to shed a tear out of pure joy. You feel emotional about what you just went through.
Uh-huh.
That's how I feel, at least. That's how I feel about all the meme songs I hear. The classic meme songs I hear, at least.
Okay. So, all the classics.
All the classics.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the classics from, the 1600s or stuff like that. Not the master. Those are a separate classic. Okay, we can stop now.
Okay, so is it my turn?
It is. Did you actually prepare something?
Yes, I've got one now.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay. Going off of the same theme as your favorite meme song, Grandom, I want to hear because I think you probably top 3, to make it a little bit shorter, what are your top 3 commercial jingles of all time?
Commercial jingles of all time?
Yeah.
Well, I really like State Farm. Like a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah, but I really like it because I have a friend who says, like a good neighbor, stay over there. Mm-hmm. I think that's great. I just love that.
Uh-huh.
That's amazing. But then, there's Peyton Manning. What does he do? Lifeway or something? I don't know.
State Farm. No.
It's Arrivals with State Farm.
No, it's Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
But yeah, Nationwide's up there. There's a lot of local tunes that are good, but I can't say any local tunes because people don't get that.
Go for one.
I had it a second ago. What about the Hiller's truck?
The happy face truck. Today Hiller.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I always thought...
Yeah, we can't say that.
I can say it's a podcast.
You can't say that.
Why can't I?
Have you heard podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then go for it.
Yes, I've listened to podcasts before. People talk about Hitler on podcasts.
Okay, all right, well, go for it.
Okay, I always thought that it was like Hitler. I always heard it in my head as call the happy face truck today. Hitler. Yeah, that's a local place. Okay, so some of my favorite jingles. I'm big into jingles. I'm kind of small into jingles. I'm big into theme songs. I'm small into jingles. Favorite jingles of all time were obviously you got to put the Coke I like to buy.
Oh, I should have done that.
Yeah,
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me. Perfect harmony. Perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. And the real I like to teach the world to sing. In perfect harmony. Perfectly. And I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today.
I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
Perfect harmony.
I'd like to buy.
Okay, we're done.
Okay. So there's that one, and then I do like the Empire Today ones. I think that's a national brand.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Yeah, it's 300 588
Oh.
2300 Empire.
Today.
And also, well, I'm gonna do this mostly to annoy Granville, and it's also one of my favorite there's actually a couple of other good
Honorable mentions.
jingles. Yeah. So I mostly listen to old jingles. I'll probably put it in here. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna go on ahead and edit in all the jingles.
So we don't have to hear us.
No, we're gonna still hear us.
Oh, no.
But we're gonna hear how bad we are in comparison to the
Okay.
actual jingles. But there's a Kmart.
I know a place
I know a place
where life is good.
where life is good.
A brand new place.
A brand new place.
In your neighborhood.
Your neighborhood.
Come to my place.
Where dreams come true.
My saving place can save a lot of dollars for you.
My saving place. Kmart.
Kmart.
Is your saving
Yes, it is.
You need value face to face.
Everything.
Kmart.
Kmart.
Sells great merchandise.
You're gonna get value at a low, low price.
Kmart jingle is like, I know a place where life is good, It's like,
Oh,
it's like,
way.
Kmart is the saving store where your dollar
Okay,
buys
can
you
we get a
more.
blue light special so we can stop him from singing?
And then the Burger Chef.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you. 100% all beef. We really work hard to serve them hot and delicious, so you can take them to our works bar and make them taste even better, the way you want them. You're gonna love our burgers.
Open wide America, you never can forget. You get more to like at Burger Chef.
Burger Chef.
Yeah.
Granville knows my obsession with the Burger
Yeah,
Chef.
for some reason. I wouldn't be surprised if you are actually a time traveler and you're the one who committed all those Burger Chef murders.
Probably. but there's one Burger Chef commercial that's like, open wide America, you never can forget, because you
gosh.
get more to like with Burger Chef.
Okay, now tell me the one that's supposed to annoy me.
That one, because I
That
always
one?
sing that
Oh,
one all the time.
Do you have any more on your mind?
Do you have any more?
No.
Can you not think of any more? Come on.
Well, I mean, I won't count this as a jingle, but there's the NFL, all of the tunes going out,
Oh, like the
Monday night football.
bum, 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 bum. Well,
Yeah.
that's more of a theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Granville knows my opinion on this already, but for any of you out there listening, the original theme song to Monday Night Football is so much better than the current one.
15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and rotate.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
Wait, which one?
The one, the one from the videos,
Yeah. Oh, gosh. But what's the new one? What do you mean? That's amazing.
Yeah, I still like the other one better.
Oh, come on. But you should see the cartoon they have with the, is it Monday Night Football? Where
Yeah.
they have the cartoon? Oh.
Everybody look up the intro to 1975 Monday Night Football.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
This is the greatest worst
You
piece
can
of animation.
tell that they're trying, but
I'll
they
link
just
it in the
can't.
description.
It's so bad.
That's also great. I love 70s animation like that because sometimes you look at some of the weirder Schoolhouse Rock animation.
Yeah.
And it looks along the same lines. It's it's psychedelic, but it's also taking place what many people would consider 5 years after the psychedelic period ended. You've seen, because they continue to play it, the Tootsie Roll ad with the owl and the kid.
Yeah.
And it's how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
One,
yeah.
two,
Yeah, but that animation, that's straight up 1970s animation. And
well, it's not horrible.
yeah, but the kid looks super weird.
Well, yeah, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, but that's
It's an artistic choice.
yeah, and I think that's what. Well, I would assume that's what the people behind Monday Night Football were doing,
But they just failed. Their
Yeah.
artistic choice is horrible.
Because just describe it.
It's like a kid was supposed to draw an intro to what year is it?
1975.
Okay, the 1975 intro, but they gave him Adderall, and he just went crazy as he drew it.
Well, what happens is the guy is getting there's a guy in a chair and he's getting excited for Monday Night Football and he slips down in the chair and he's spazzing out and then it cuts to him as a football player.
It's really weird.
And he takes the football, and the running motion is indescribable. The running motion that he has is because it's on a Dutch tilt. It's tilted, and he's it's you ever seen the videos of the pug or a pug or something that's lifted over the water and he's doing the paddle? He thinks he's swimming. It's kind of like that, but for a human, running. It's 3 frames. It's absolutely hilarious.
It's also just the 3 frames over and over
yeah,
again,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so
honestly, they could have just done 2 frames, and they could have just done one arm going back and forth, and it would have looked better.
Probably. The kicking of the legs is just...
Oh, yeah. I forgot
so
about
weird.
that.
Yeah, and then, so... Well, that's... Yeah,
that's your jingle.
Look it up.
That's your intro. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's so funny.
Okay, do you want me... Is it time to move on?
Yeah, it's time to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess with that, we'll transition over to the questions from the audience. So, since we didn't have an email set up for this podcast or YouTube comments or anything like that before starting this podcast, or before starting it last time, we went on to Granville's Instagram to get some discussion, some topics for discussion on today's show, or yesterday's show. We missed some of them. What were some of the ones that we liked the best from last time that we should just quickly mention?
From last time?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's. Let me pull up the story and then I'll look. It's after our sister said just no, just flat out no.
So our sister first because the question was, do you have any random topics for conversation, or what's your favorite, or something like that.
Yeah.
So our sister Sarah said no. So
just straight up no. She doesn't talk.
So thanks,
which
Sarah.
Is pretty true. We love you, Sarah. I'm sorry.
Love you, Sarah.
We had chickens, and you talked about. We can't.
well, she is dating somebody now.
I'm sorry, I can't even mention it.
Who was that from? Who were some of these names?
I don't want to name them. Okay,
we don't. We should be thanking the audience members.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Andrea, for saying chickens.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here. Pancakes or waffles?
Oh yeah, we discussed that. Pancakes all the way, but we're gonna leave it at that.
Who
was that?
That's from Brooklyn.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Talon said Pinocchio's hat.
Who did?
Talon.
Talon?
Yeah.
Is he named after like a?
It's a girl.
Is she named after like the talon on a?
I'd
hawk?
assume so.
Okay.
It's spelled like that.
Because you said Pinocchio's hat, so thank you, Talon.
Matthew said, if you breathe out through your nose and through your
one.
mouth consistently, you can breathe in and out in like a loop. But he kind of got reversed in my opinion.
Well, Mr. Runner, thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew.
Thank you for making my nightmares happen. I don't want.
You don't want me to start on a tangent about running.
No, I don't want to start thinking about having the air constantly coming in my nose and out my mouth in the same, in a loop.
And that's all from last time.
Yeah, so those are the major ones from last time. So, Granville, who are today's special people?
Okay, so Sydney said fanny packs.
Sydney. Thank you, Sydney. So, fanny packs.
Fanny packs.
Fanny packs are useful.
Of course you would say that.
They are.
But they're not... Have you seen the belly button fanny pack where it looks like your
no, I have
stomach
not.
is just drooping out of your shirt?
No, I haven't.
It's great. Like, some people can perfectly wear it where you actually think that their stomach's actually just drooping out of their shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way I ever see a fanny pack is when a girl is hosting a garage sale. Whenever I see a mom post a garage sale, that's the only time I ever see fanny packs. Useful. But that's the only time.
You want to talk about stylish people, Grandpa, wearing fanny packs? There's two girls at our church who are basically style gurus on Instagram, and I saw them wearing...
You're funny, Ben.
I saw them wearing fanny packs on a trip to Europe.
Okay.
Fanny packs.
Maggie said music.
Here, hold up a second.
Music
We've already talked about just music today,
Yeah.
so we'll have to... Sorry, Maggie, but we'll have to skip over that. We've given some music opinions today.
Lisa Marie said, I don't know, caves.
Caves. Oh, caves.
Caves.
We can talk about caves for a while. So, Granville, caves.
Caves.
Would you live in a cave?
It depends on how stylish.
What do you mean how stylish the cave
like,
is?
is there like random, what are they called?
Stalactites and stalagmites?
Yes. It depends on if there were random stalactites and stalagmites on the cave.
I mean...
Like, if I had a couple of stalagmites just blocking the entrance, like, I could make a full-on, like, a base of operations out of this cave for my war, whatever war I'm going to have, because I know I'm going to declare war on you at some point.
Which one's your favorite, stalactites or stalagmites?
Well, stalactites are probably more dangerous because, if there's a cave in, it could just fall on you.
Well, I mean, they fall off. They break eventually
Relatively.
For the most
easily, yeah. Stalagmites, if you trip and fall, ouch.
Get a stalactite sandwich.
Ooh, that sounds like painful. Wait, are you like the olive on the sandwich?
Yes.
Ooh.
My head is the olive.
Okay, Charles.
Wait, who said that?
Lisa Marie.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. I didn't say that before.
You don't have to thank everything.
We have to thank people.
Okay. Clearly, he's the nicer host.
If people have gone out of their way to give us topics of conversation, then we should go and thank them.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your input. Charles
You don't
said.
have to
All right, Charles said sandbox games.
Do I have to thank Charles?
Shut up. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles. Sandbox games. Okay.
I will say that he wants to play other sandbox games with a group, and so that's why he's probably saying this.
Of course. But what other sandbox games would you play?
There's Starbound. I really like Starbound, but it's not too built. Like, you can't. I take that back. It's built. It's just you can't make really fancy bases easily.
I mean, I'm not even like thinking of just like Minecraft level. Like, there's like GTA. That's technically a sandbox game,
it is.
but y'all wouldn't play GTA.
No.
And then, y'all should play Arma together. That's a sandbox game.
Arma? No. I'd be the only one actually worth a crap in it.
You should play Flight Sim.
Flight Sim.
Yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim.
No.
Come on.
I
Charles
think I
could be
could
the
be
aircraft
decent
control.
at it. Let's be honest here. He would be the flight attendant.
Oh yeah, Charles would be the flight
He'd
attendant.
be dressed in the girl costume and everything.
You would have the short skirt. Fly the friendly skies with Charles.
Okay, the next one is Tyler, and he said, "What's the deal with airline food?"
What's the deal with airline food?
Which is kind of on topic, actually.
Yeah, so Charles, write in, tell us, what's the deal with airline fluid? Fluid.
I'm kind of concerned now.
No, let's take a pause on this, okay? Hacky, what's your opinion? I want to just get comfortable here. What's your opinion on hacky? Sorry, Tyler, but I mean, you're probably saying this ironically, but what?
Tyler's not gonna respond to this. Just so you know.
Whatever. but what's your opinion on hacky kind of like comic jokes like that? Like, what's the deal with airline food? Or like, why the chicken cross the road? Or boy, I just came in from Cleveland, or I just flew in from Cleveland, and boy, are my arms tired. You know, like. What's your opinion?
What's my opinion? They're okay. They're okay for a quick laugh, and that's about it.
Also, what's your opinion on Seinfeld? Because that feels like a very Seinfeld line.
I haven't watched Seinfeld a lot, and I'm sure that's actually a Seinfeld line, because that's what everyone says when they talk about Seinfeld.
He just goes, "What's the deal?" Like his Seinfeld.
What's the deal with airline?
What's the deal with? It was because Seinfeld was he was one of the first major observational comedians. He was the guy who would just make fun of random things. Like, this is how most comedians are nowadays. Because Seinfeld...
But they had better segues.
Well, he would...
Because he's an originator.
But he would start out like... Have you all ever noticed... I was watching an episode of Seinfeld recently, and always at the beginning of the episodes, they have a bit of a stand-up routine in it. And it's like, oh, y'all remember... It's like, y'all ever think about limos? It's not always the, what's the deal?
Okay.
But
thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
The next one is from Miriam, and she says, Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, I could talk a lot about Chuck E. Cheese. Do you want me?
Sure.
How much should I talk about Chuck E. Cheese, Granville?
Keep it to a minimum.
What are your memories of Chuck E. Cheese?
One of my most distinct memories is I was going into in Chuck E. Cheese, they had these little shooter games that they put you in like a car or something, and you had to get into the car, and you actually had to shoot stuff, and it had like a minigun attached or something. And so I went into one of those, and there was another kid playing, and so he was like, hey, I need another person to play, so I'll pay for you if you want to get in, but I need someone else to play. And so I was like, bet, I'm in. I jumped in, and so I was probably 6 at the time. And so we were doing mediocre at best. And so what happened was I could have sworn I heard our mom call for me. And so, like, we're on the big boss in the middle of this, and I hear that, and I'm like, oh, crap, I gotta go. I'll be right back. I just left, and he died. I came back, and he was like, dude, what's the matter with you?
How old was this kid?
Probably about my age, so like 6.
Oh, at the time?
At the time.
Okay, because I was going to say, did this kid not realize that he could just put in 2 coins and then just do it?
Well, in the thing, like, you had to hold on to it with both hands.
Why?
I don't know why.
Because they probably, the shoot button's probably on both sides, so you could just do one on one side, one on the other side.
But that would have been cool if he did that.
Yeah, and then
but
shoot.
I felt there was probably a rule against that. So
There's
you didn't
not a
hog
rule
it.
against it. Well,
Oh, come on, it's Chuck E. Cheese. They
if there-
probably would have put a sign up or
if there's
something.
not anybody waiting for it, then he could have done it.
Okay.
Interesting fact about Chuck E. Cheese that I remember, I told Granville at one point long ago. I'm not sure if he's going to remember it. So there's this man named Nolan Bushnell. Now, you remember Nolan Bushnell, Granville?
Maybe a little.
Nolan Bushnell was the founder of Atari.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, so Nolan Bushnell, he stayed with, like, in the early 70s he was basically the founder of, the proper founder of the commercialized video game industry, Nolan Bushnell. Because Atari was, like, the first major company that did any of that. They had Pong, which is really one of the first successful video games of all time.
Right,
I mean, there were ones before that, but it's the first successful one. So Nolan Bushnell did all that. And he stayed with Atari until the early 80s. And
Then he left and he...
yeah, he left. And he went and started Showtime
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese's, or Showtime Pizza, which became Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah, wasn't there a big deal about what happened to Showtime?
Well, there was 2 separate companies. There was Chuck E. Cheese and Showtime Pizza. They were basically the same, but one had Chuck E. Cheese and his friends for their animatronic band, and they had another one, which the Showtime Pizza had their own band. I think it was called the Rockafire Explosion, which is a much better name.
Clearly.
And eventually the two merged.
Wait. Can we just talk about how did he come up with that name?
Because
The Rockafire Explosion.
He's a genius at marketing. I think he founded Chuck E. Cheese. Somebody else did Showtime Pizza. But
He probably bought...
yeah, what happened was Chuck E. Cheese bought Showtime Pizza eventually. And a lot of people who liked Showtime Pizza, specifically the animatronic band, the Rockafire Explosion, got upset because all of the Chuck E. Cheese went and turned all the Showtime Pizza
characters.
well, Showtime Pizza buildings into Chuck E. Cheese
Oh, yeah.
places, which eliminated the characters.
Cry.
Yeah, well, some people managed to save some of them. There are a couple of Rockafire Explosion acts still out there. But
Really?
yeah, there's some people. People will save anything if they're able to. Like I'm sure that people would have saved a lot of Disney, old Disney rides and at least pieces of them just to animatronics, just to have them. I mean, people bought Disney animatronics before. It is a kind of a thriving industry, somewhat. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Miriam. The next one is from Adam, and he said, the best example of the cycle of life is watching the seasons change. Unfortunately, we can't watch the seasons change right now.
Mostly because we're stuck indoors. So thanks, Adam. Thanks for making us think about the coronavirus.
Adam. Also, Adam, you're going to join track and field next year, and that's not an option. Thank you, Adam, for that. The next one is from Kinsey.
Thanks, Kinsey.
Thank you, Kinsey. Well, you haven't even heard. What if it was a horrible suggestion and you... Not to say that it was Kinsey, but what if it was hypothetically, a horrible suggestion?
We just lit into Adam for his?
Exactly. What a horrible suggestion, Adam.
Get out of here, Adam. You're banned from the podcast.
But Kinsey said, bees.
Ah, not the face, not the face!
Well, yeah.
Killing me won't bring your honey back.
Hey, Ben. Do you like jazz? Yes? You like... Speaking of Seinfeld...
You know... dang, I can't even do the meme right.
No.
I'm gonna say,
What's the deal with bees?
You know... Physics says that the bee shouldn't fly.
Oh, yeah.
Its body's way too big for its tiny wings.
But yet the bee does.
Yeah, I'd pass with all bees.
The next one up is Roy the Boy. Thank you, Roy.
Hey, Roy. It's been
You're
a
the
while.
best, Roy. But Roy said Canada.
Go Yankees.
Go Yankees. And Roy now pumps through the screen, punches you, and goes right back to Boston.
So, what was it, Canada?
Canada.
What can we say about
There's no good baseball teams there. Period.
I mean, because they all moved.
Well, yeah, the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are still there?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the Expos moved.
The Expos moved.
The Expos are now the Washington
But
Senators, the
Blue Jays
Nationals.
still exist.
Do they?
I don't know about baseball. I mean, I barely keep up with the Cubs.
Okay, so the Expos, the Montreal Expos are the ones that came to Washington, D.C. and became the National.
Speak louder.
What? The Montreal Expos. Montreal Expos.
Okay, so the Blue Jays suck. The Montreal's Expos don't exist anymore. Or, well, they exist, but they're now the Nationals, which is kind of ironic that they were Expos from a whole different country, and now they're Nationals.
Uh-huh.
You know, they became the most patriotic team of America.
That's the Yankees.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The Yankees
Or the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys are just America's team.
Exactly. That means they're the most patriotic.
No.
Do they call
baseball?
Do they call the Yankees the America's team?
I don't know. Do
they? Don't. They call them the franchise, but they're not America's team. America's team is the Cowboys.
America's team.
Exactly.
Well, that's football, not baseball.
You said the most patriotic team.
Because we're talking about baseball.
Well, we can talk about, are we talking about, does it speak for America, or does it just, is a stand-in for America? Is it like...
I don't even know how to comment on that.
Was it oh, they're patriotic, like the National, or like the Senators were. They use the decorations of America.
Well, the Senators aren't very patriotic.
Yeah, the Washington Senators.
Well, okay, I guess they are.
Well, they don't exist anymore. They became, but
that's why I say were.
But they, or are we talking about just somebody that sums up America, like the Yankees or the lovable losers, the Cubs, or
you lovable losers,
or the Cowboys. The Cowboys aren't in Washington. Cowboy isn't necessarily an American symbol, because there's Mexican cowboys and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But they became America's team because they symbolized America in their actions.
Okay. Well, now that we're done with this rabbit hole,
are you gonna answer this question?
No. Thank you, Roy. So this one's from Phil. It's flat Earth, right?
Flat Earth.
Flat Earth. Doesn't.
Do you see the curve, Granville?
I don't know.
Do you see the curve?
What about the moon? Right? Is the moon flat? The moon is actually just a disc.
Yes, it's a disc. No, the moon is a projection that NASA puts up there to make it think like that. We're not on the flat Earth.
Is NASA technically American?
Yes, it's the it's the government. NASA's owned by the government.
Okay, well, here's my question: if NASA does it, do they do it for the whole world?
Yes. I mean, all of the collective governments and space agencies are all together on this one.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. So the moon landing never happened?
No, of course not. Why would the moon landing happen? You're gonna go land on the dome?
What about Mars?
There's no such thing
as Mars.
No.
They're gonna start thinking we're crazy.
It's up there. It's just a dot. It's not real.
It's just a dot.
Yeah, they've got 4K projectors up there, and so you can zoom in really far and you can see the surface, but you can't actually go up there.
Wow, that's interesting, Ben. Thank you for your input. Let me ask you this. If the Earth is flat, then are distances, are they consistent?
Yes.
Okay, well, question. If
They're consistent. Granville, they're consistent on a curved Earth, too.
No, I mean, Ben, if you look at a map, they have to, physically distort the map that they can... But in real life, does that mean which map is actually true? Because there are different types of maps.
Oh, there's a flat Earth map. People have, the official flat Earth map.
But here's the thing. I mean, if I travel from Asia and try to get to America, what does that mean? Do I fall off the edge of the world?
No, because you hit...
the ice wall.
Yeah, you hit the ice wall.
But no one's ever hit the ice wall. Is the ice wall...
It's on the South Pole.
Oh my gosh, the South Pole is tiny.
Exactly. That's why...
You could sail around the ice wall in that sense.
Yeah, this is the official flat Earth map.
This hurts me to look at. Oh my gosh. So you're telling me...
So there's the North Pole.
And so if I tried to sail that way, I would actually in reality just curve around?
Pretty much.
That's weird.
Okay. Breaking my character here for a second. On a map, because it's a globe, or when you actually go someplace, if you fly or if you take a boat a long distance, in order to get from New York to London, you have to curve. It curves because you're going along the curve. So the straight line is actually looks like a curve on a flat map.
Yeah.
This is their explanation. Is that in order to go the straight line, you have to go a curve.
So dumb. So if I adjust enough for the curve and I go that way, will I eventually curve into the ice wall?
I mean, you could, but the government's got boats down there that you can't.
So they'll sink my boat?
Yeah, the governments won't let you get to the ice wall.
So that's why the Bermuda Triangle exists.
Because the Bermuda Triangle is nowhere near the ice wall, Grandpa.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, the ice wall goes straight through South America.
So here's my question. If that's true, then why don't we just have people randomly lost? Why don't we just randomly
Because the government
lose
covers
boats?
it up.
They cover it up?
Yeah, and plus, why would anybody want to go see the ice wall?
So wait, you're telling me that if you went out to sea...
It's all a conspiracy.
And you went out to the boats...
To the ice wall.
To the ice wall. And the boat sunk you, right?
Uh-huh.
And would I just completely ignore the fact that I've had
No,
a brother
they got
Do they have, the mind eraser stuff?
Yeah, they got the Men in Black mind thing.
So really, I do have a younger sister, and she just got killed.
Pretty much, I don't know.
I actually have a second dad and a mom. I had 3 parents.
But they all died going after the ice wall, yes. Yeah, so...
in my Christian household, also.
Yeah, so flat... Yeah. So, everybody, research flat Earth!
Oh, my God.
The government's lying to you!
Okay, the next actual suggestion... However, I will mention this. Jake, thank you, Jake. He just complimented my Instagram name because it's amazing. It's an even better pun than our name.
Why are you going to mention it if you're not going to give it?
I'm going to mention it.
The Instagram name?
Yeah, my Instagram name. Okay, so when I was going to get Instagram name, right, my name's Granville, but I like to go by Gran, Gran. So... we were thinking of, instead of Instagram, we would do Instagram, and it was not taken for a while, and then when I actually made an account, it was taken, so we had to do Instagram.ville, Instagram.com, but yeah, that's a tangent, but it's a great name, and so, the next thing is from Kimberly, and Kimberly says, pineapple on pizza.
You know my opinions on this.
It's disgusting.
It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
And anybody... See, our family are big pizza people. We come from Chicago. So we have a very specific way we like pizza. Not deep dish. Deep dish is for foreigners and tourists.
Okay, we might need to cut that.
Okay, deep dish is for tourists.
Oh my god.
And if you, I guess there's some Chicago people that like deep dish.
And those people should be ashamed of themselves.
It's not proper. It's not proper Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza is
Square pizza.
square pizza.
It's sweet tasting.
No.
Yeah.
It's savory tasting. They don't want sweet tasting. That's the whole point. That's why Dad doesn't like pizza, Papa John's.
But it's sweet tasting.
No, it's not. The
Okay.
crust is
Oh
sweet
my-
tasting for a little bit, but the sauce isn't.
Okay, the sauce isn't, but the crust is. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yes, because the crust is more sweet tasting than
Yeah.
Which I don't know. That's like the only point I like about pizza,
Monster-
Papa
like,
John's.
They should
Pizza?
put garlic on pizza crust. Like Pizza Hut does that.
Yeah, but they don't. Do they do that in Chicago?
They might not.
No, because I don't. At least from our fake Chicago,
Pizza. Yeah,
like Bellacinos and Mancino's.
I've never had real Chicago pizza.
I mean, we had at one point.
Well, I was like 5 or
Yeah.
4.
But yeah, we need to go to. I mean,
Real
we've had
Chicago.
Aurelio's.
Yeah, and that's as close as we've gotten.
Well, because the guy came from Chicago,
yeah.
and they have
So it's basically real Chicago pizza.
yeah, and they have things up in like actual stores up in
Yeah. They have real Aurelios or whatever they're
in
called.
Chicago. So, but pizza is not. But the point that against pineapple on pizza is that pizza shouldn't be sweet.
Yeah. It just tastes disgusting. I
And-
had it once. Of course, I had it at the worst place you could possibly have pineapple on pizza, which is not Little Caesars. it's
CC's?
CC's, yeah. I had pineapple on pizza at CC's, and for you guys who know CC's, it's not a quality type thing. It's a quantity type thing.
But even still, and we'll probably lose half the fan base over this.
People who like pineapple on pizza are monsters.
They should
you can leave.
Go die in a fire. because seriously, why would like I don't even like putting vegetables on pizza for the most part. Like vegetables don't belong on pizza. Pizza's not a healthy food.
I don't like the people premium pizza. What's it called?
Supreme.
Supreme.
Pizza. I don't like Supreme.
I hate.
Why
Supreme
would I?
Pizza.
Granville likes for some reason he likes spinach on his pizza.
It
But
tastes okay. Yeah, let me do my explanation of this. I love garlic on pizza. It almost tastes the same, and it makes it so. Oh my gosh, I love CC's pizza for this and only this probably. Their spinach pizza is to die for, and no one will try it because it's something green on pizza, which I can respect that. But once you've actually had spinach pizza, then you want to go to heaven and have about 50 of those.
sure, but
That's about it.
But pizza isn't supposed to be sweet, and a lot of those vegetables on there make it more sweet in nature.
Yeah.
And pizza is a savory food, and it's a meat food. Pizza is designed for you to eat it on a go.
Okay, now here's the thing. I don't understand our family's obsession with sausage pizza.
I like sausage.
I like sausage, but there's a little you go a little too far on sausage pizza. Like when you put about 50 pieces of sausage on a piece of pizza, you've gone too far.
Tastes like sausage.
It-
I like
it's
sausage.
literally just sausage.
Well, let's get the cheese and the.
It's sausage and bread at that point.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I do. That's a sandwich, Ben. That's not pizza.
It's got cheese and melted cheese and
So if you fold up a pizza, does that make it a sandwich?
I don't know. Ask Papa John's. Supposedly that's what they're doing.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. What about, wasn't it in the 90s when they started advertising eating pizza
Oh yeah,
crust
with the
first?
stuffed crust.
Yeah, that too. But they eat the crust first.
I've never seen anybody do that if it
I've
wasn't
done-
stuffed pizza.
I've seen a couple people do that. I only saw, like, they had a commercial of Papa John's doing that. And then I was like, okay, that's disgusting. Why would anyone do that? And Dad told me that they did that
I mean-
a while ago.
I mean, I don't. As much as I don't really like square pizza.
I like it because it's just the way Chicago does it.
Well, I don't. You can. It's. I mean, that's the way that they do it in Chicago, I guess. But you can. I would prefer slices because I keep everything the same because I really care about the quality of the pizza itself and not the way that it's shaped in. I don't like square pizza because I want to have that crust to hold on to.
Yeah.
Because I hate
it's weird grabbing cheese.
Yeah, I don't even grab the cheese. I usually just kind of like place it on top of my hand like that, like just like where I'm just touching the crust, and it's just like sitting on top of the fingertips.
I typically fold up my square pizza.
That's probably a smart way to do it, but I just don't like dealing with them center pieces. So if I want to get it, I would like to get it in slices. But
see, here's the problem. Once you get into really big pizzas like they do, like the really spread out, it's kind of weird when you have to grab onto a foot of pizza.
Yeah, but so that's the only way you can really eat those big ones.
As well as it doesn't fit on plates sometimes if it's in a big slice.
Yeah, but so
that's it for recommendations.
Yeah, go get Aurelio's Pizza. Do you remember the name of the one? We always like the Mecca for pizza when it comes to our family.
What?
Patello.
What?
What's the name of the pizza place up in Chicago that they always went to?
I don't know. I
want to say it's like Portello's.
Might be.
But
thank you, Kimberly, for suggestion of pineapple on pizza.
But if you like it,
horrible.
If you like it, get out of here, Kimberly.
I know that she's even watching our podcast, but if you are, you can leave now. If you like it.
Get out. Okay.
If you don't like it, you're fine. You can stay.
Is
That's it.
that all the
That's all the suggestions. Okay, so we have an email for you guys to email all of your suggestions of what we should talk about and your opinions on what we say. We don't exactly know the email for it, so it's going to be in the YouTube description. It's probably grandompod@gmail.com.
Also, feel free to discuss any opinions on the podcast or give us any ideas for future topics in the comments on this YouTube video.
Of course. We'll probably look at expanding to things other than YouTube because it's not the go-to for podcasts.
Well, if we can spend some money on a podcast hosting website,
or we could find a free one.
No, but if there's free ones,
no one goes there. Probably.
Well, no, because the free ones, they usually have a limit on how much stuff you can put on. Okay. So like you can only upload like 2 hours a month.
Okay.
So we would have. Or there's like an upper cap of how much they put on there. Even like SoundCloud did that. I had a hard time doing that when I first started my radio.
SoundCloud.
Why?
SoundCloud, they technically own every single thing that you upload it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, well then we won't use SoundCloud. We'll use something else. But so that'll do it for the podcast. Signing off. I'm Ben.
This is Gran.
Thank you for listening to Grandom Conversations.
And cut.